This week we're back to beautiful California, where the Pacific Ocean plays backdrop to this exciting fixture. From Torero Stadium, it's the final match of the Major League Rugby regular season as the San Diego Legion hosts the Glendale Raptors. Hello and welcome, rugby fans, to our Game of the Week. I'm Dallin Stanford, joined alongside by Pete Steinberg. And Pete, despite Glendale being unbeaten, it's San Diego that took them to the wire last time these two teams met, winning by just 4 points.
That's right, Dallin. It was one of the games of the season. And with Utah's win earlier today, we know both of these teams are in the playoffs, but we will not know the matchups until the outcome of this game.
Well, let's take a look at those important matchups now.
Glendale are a team that do more with less. They have a solid kicking game, which means their possession stats are down, but they are one of the best teams in the league in breaking tackles and creating line breaks. San Diego will run back the Glendale kicks, so look for them to have the edge in possession. And they will punish the Raptors, one of the most penalized teams in the league, with tug leader's leg to gain territory and their line-out drive that will give them their try-scoring opportunities.
Well, let's go sideline now to Stacey Pate, who's with the Glendale Raptors captain.
Lineouts were critical the last time these two teams met. They're going to be critical again here tonight. Zach Fenolio joins us now. Of course, he captains the Glendale Raptors. What do you have to do to disrupt their lineouts?
Yeah, San Diego's a team with so much talent all the way around, and so, we've been focusing on a few areas that we think we can get some mismatches and maybe take advantage of our strengths. But, it's going to be a dogfight, and we know that we're going to be up for it in all facets of the game today.
Glendale, the only undefeated team in the MLR. What do you do to protect that tonight?
It's an amazing accomplishment, true credit to the boys, but that wasn't our goal. We approach it one game at a time, and so, right now it's to win this game and then just keep winning after that. So one game at a time is all we think about.
Well, this is going to have your work cut out for you because the San Diego Legion are undefeated too, right here at Torero Stadium. Thank you so much for your time.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Guys.
The Raptors are such an offensive power, the highest scoring team in the league, led by Maximo de Archibald, who fills the role of Will McGee away with the Eagles this weekend. De Archibald's brilliant with ball in hand, slicing through here, and he can kick as well. He's a true playmaker. Seth Halliman has turned it on this year, extremely elusive joining the line or on counter-attack. Given space, this former USA 7-star, he'll carve you up like a Thanksgiving turkey. The Glendale lineup is brought to you by Guinness. Head coach Dave Williams has managed his squad extremely well as they're without several Eagles today. The reshuffle sees Nick Kwasniewski at prop, Chad Lennon in the 12 jersey, and look for the wheels from Harley Davidson.
San Diego have struggled in the scrum all season, but as we said earlier, the lineout has been a key weapon. They will be missing lineout leader Cam Dolan, who is with the Eagles, but it should still be an area of strength. And in the game earlier this season against Glendale, they scored this try. The San Diego lineup is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. Teenager Devon Short returns from the U20s to play second row, and his normal flanker position is filled by US Eagle and Super Rugby superstar Tony Lamborn. Boyle and Leader at halfbacks were key last week in the win against Austin.
The scene is set for another brilliant battle. Time for a short break, and we'll return with a first half kickoff. It's San Diego taking on the high-flying Glendale Raptors.
Major League Rugby. Management of your network and print operations over to us.
Dallin here, testing on play-by-play. Dallin, testing.
This is Peter testing on color. Peter testing on color.
Major League Rugby on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Sharp Business Systems. Transfer the day-to-day management of your network and print operations over to us. By Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Proud partner of Major League Rugby's San Diego Legion. And by IHOP, the best way to do breakfast all day.
University of San Diego, the crowd are piling in for this beautiful Week 10 fixture. And we are 120 miles south of Los Angeles. And the teams are ready to rumble. Our referee for this clash, all the way from Austin, Texas, is Scott Green, a native of New Zealand, born in Wanganui, tattooed up and ready to go with a whistle in hand. He is one of the up-and-coming stars officiating this fixture. Teams hungry to get started here. Always with a good chirp is referee Green. He takes a look at the Glendale side. They're wearing yellow in their weight strip. On the right of your screen, it's San Diego in black and red to receive this. Torero Stadium ready for this clash, Pete Steinberg.
Absolutely, and I think what we're going to hear from Scott Green is a lot of control. So one of the great things about rugby referees is that they'll talk to the players, and we'll hear a lot of Scott Green talking to the players, talking them out of penalties and trying to keep the game flowing.
That's one of the stars, Maximo de Archibald, wearing that black scrum cap of his. He's going to be kicking from right to left. It's Colorado against California, 40 minutes each way. And it's de Archibald, originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina, the former soccer star, now rugby player. Goes to the right-hand side. This one floats out on the full, an early error from the visiting team.
Absolutely. So that's something you really do not want to do. The scrum in the middle of the field is the best attacking position that you can have. Ask a lot of questions for the back three. Really given an opportunity here. I think a player of the experience of de Archibald is going to be really disappointed with that, and he's put himself, his team on the back foot immediately. However, what we know is that the San Diego scrum has struggled. They have Tui Halamaka at loosehead, great around the field, but weak in the scrum, so we'll learn a lot early on in this game.
Well, he's up against Nick Kwasniewski, and of course Blake Rogers up front wearing that mullet closest to your screen, and Nathan Sylvia for the San Diego side. Set piece scrum. Nick Boyd gives the thumbs up. He's ready to put this ball in. Good solid set piece there, picked up at the back. Gaffney with a dummy. Good strong carry from Drew Gaffney, number 8. San Diego early touches on them as Devon Short, the youngster from Las Vegas, takes it up to the 10-meter line. First penalty of the game will belong to San Diego.
So immediately, great opportunity. They were able to hold their scrum. That allowed Gaffney to be able to get the really good go forward. They could play quickly, and Sam Figg just wasn't rolling away. Early on in the game, you'll hear the referee make decisions and talk about what he wants, and the number one thing that happens at the tackle is the tackler must roll away. And with a kicker like Taiglida, that's going to be dangerous. Already San Diego going for the 3 points, making a statement just a couple of minutes into the game.
Can you repeat that?
Taiglida, international star from Galway Island, takes up his position. A wonderful striker of the ball. He also played with the Connacht side in the younger age groups. He lines up this kick at the 10-meter mark.
Thank you.
There are over 40 players in Major League Rugby that have some sort of Irish connection. Maybe they were born here and played over there, or maybe they were born there and now play over here, and he's just one of these that show that connection that Major League Rugby has with Ireland.
First chance in the second minute. It's the home side, the captain. Taiglida strikes this one, he turns. He knows it's over. It's 3-0 after 2 minutes to San Diego.
So great start there by San Diego to get that 3 points up on the board early on. That's a big opportunity for them. They want to play territory. They did that, and they held the scrum in that first scrum. And look for their attack in the midfield. Saliba and Madius are going to be really, really important in the centres to generate that go forward.
De Archibald to get us restarted again. This time a much better kick. It stays in the field of play. San Diego claim this one. Boyer looks back to see if he can box kick over the top. He wants to get his forwards involved and looping around there with Sylvia. Now he goes deep. Sam Figg is there, the vice-captain for this Glendale side. Archibald looks to attack, steps off the left, so elusive. Gets through the first, then finally brought down there by Ryan Mattias. The Eagle flying, big hit! Well, Anthony Stalemated says, welcome to San Diego. He may concede the penalty, but he's won the contact.
So interesting there, a little bit of a disagreement there, I think, between Stalemated and Scott Green. I think Stalemated thought the ball was out, so he went and got it, and the referee said, no, ball was still in, that's coming in from the side. But you could see immediately what San Diego wanted to do was to play territory and then place some pressure on the Glendale team. Of course, Glendale here, this is going to be their first chance with the with their line out, but it's really important they have the discipline. They already gave away a penalty with Sam Figg. They need accuracy on attack. They've had too many handling errors, and of course, they have to defend the line out more of San Diego.
So the taped up Zach Fernolio goes to the back, taken there nicely by Connor Cook. Turned 27 this month did Cook as they maul it through the middle of the field. Fernolio has it with a short line-out, so there's some forwards in the back line as well when they decide to go wide. Great drive here from the pack. Kieran Brown and the forwards coach working hard with them as they come to London. Mattias on London, big solid contact as Wanders comes in. Brian Wanders cleans this up for the visiting team. Chrisman shifts it to the right-hand side. San Diego come flying up there. No Glendale are dangerous. Casey Rock just stuffed backwards. Now, it's the hard man, Peter Dahl, still going strong at 33 years young. To Archibald, knows there's pressure, goes in wide to Cruze. Mika Cruze steps off his right. The youngster from the Glendale under-20 program. They go through Rock, this time over the advantage line. It's Glendale, recycle possession nicely. London yet again. Cook is with him. Such an active player is Connor Cook to play the flank as well. Now to Rogers. Oh, no look inside ball there. Beautiful stuff to Figg. But it's San Diego defending the line superbly. It means to Archibald has to go to the air. There's nothing on. This one comes down and well climbed there in the end by Connor Kearns, the 25-year-old from Limerick. One of those Irish players. Does nicely as they loop around the fringes. Alec Barton from Cathedral Catholic High School gets early work.
Use the ball. Wait.
Told to use it by referee Green. So San Diego pull it deep. Leader just bumps us downfield. It'll give a chance for Halleman to counterattack. Seth Halleman, couple of stutter steps, and Mattis is on him. Two teammates in the Sevens program, now enemies on the field for 80 minutes. And it's San Diego that come up nicely, the wall of defenders in red and black. Glendale not able to get go forward ball. This time Dahl is wrapped up by big Mick Boyer. Chrisman working nicely there at the halfback position. It's a short ball to Johnny Ryberg. Ryberg driven backwards and that pass has floated forward. San Diego, sterling defense.
Wow, just so impressive. They held them for 7 phases, which made Glendale kick the ball away. That's what they had to do. And then this time it's their line speed. So they're able to set up, they're able to get off the line quickly, and that's what puts the pressure and forces that forward pass. Their line speed was excellent, their tackles were excellent, and this is the first time I've seen a Glendale team really struggle to generate go forward. They've got so many good runners in their forwards, and they just weren't able to do anything against that San Diego defense. I think they're going to have to vary things up, so probably come to the blind side a little, maybe think about picking and going or playing a little bit tighter and not just playing that wide game, because San Diego are just reading everything that they're doing.
Well, Flav, Maximo Archwell will have to keep ball in play if he can put it downfield perhaps and get San Diego on the back foot. So far, ball in hand hasn't worked out for them. They're going to have to reset for the scrum, and 7 minutes gone, just 3-0 for the home side. Yeah,
and I think Maximo de Archibald tends to stand a little deep, right? He generally plays fullback, and it's hard to stand flat as a fly half, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's difficult for them to generate go forward. You want your first receiver to stand near the defense, because that means the runners don't have to go so far to generate that go forward and that power. Another scrum, solid, a little bit of a struggle by San Diego last time, but they were able to hold it long enough. We're going to get a great view right here to look at the battle of the scrum.
And on the field, they're wearing 17 up front is O.T. Pipalete, 23-year-old from San Jose, California, takes up his position off the bench. San Diego, solid yet again, leading her on the front foot. He's got Mattis with him, throws the dummy. Mattis is there in support. Gaffney as well. Boyer, little half gap for him. Fig brings him down inside the 22. It's the Legion, though, that are putting on the pressure. Gaffney works his way to the left-hand side. Peter Dahl has him. So Mattias has to go in at 9. There is the new man. Latea. Still inside the 22. Leader has to go a bit back to receive this. And Tony Lamborn, first touch for him. Big Eagle number 7. Still at San Diego, compiling in ya. Sam Perry from the University of Arizona, the 24-year-old. Leader drifts across field, flicks it through the back. Mattias has Nguyen with him. Mattias steps off the left. Kearns has it. He's lost possession, so Cruze can come in. It's a turnover for the Glendale Raptors. And Brian Wanless gets extra yards.
Pass back.
Glendale keep it in hand. They work it through Casey Rock. And for the Metropolitan State University of Denver. Ryberg, better carry from the winger this time. Hasn't seen a lot of Major League Rugby action this season, but plenty of depth in this team. Good quick hands. Poshneski. Then San Diego tried to disrupt things. Ball is still available there for De Archibald. He goes to London, Chad London. Spiral pass to Dahl, can't hold. It's gone down, and the pressure again stays with this Glendale side.
Yeah, absolutely. So both teams, physicality at the breakdown. You'll see here, under pressure, Mattias trying to get the ball off to Kearns, doesn't get it. Cruze is able to pick it up, and that all comes from the pressure of both teams. Last week, Glendale really struggled in the first half to be able to generate line speed. Real challenge there for Glendale last week, but this week they've already got their line speed. Both teams really generating a lot of line speed and slowing the ball down at the breakdown. And those are the two things you want to do if you want a strong defense.
You won't see Peter Dahl dropping many rugby balls in his career.
Crouch.
Played with the Glendale side since 2014, representing the United States in 7s and 15s. But it's San Diego up 3-0 after 10 minutes. 2 solid scrums from them so far.
Your side there, you happy with
Gaffney has it at the back. He has a crack himself. Beautiful dummy running line. Oh, that's a massive collision. Gone down as John Ryberg. Nick Evans won that contest. San Diego fly through. Pifalete working the phases in the 22. Lamborn. 7 tries for the United States. Looking to get on the board here for San Diego. They keep it narrow. The Legion. Pick and drive.
Hands away to Russ.
Scored several tries in tight.
Stay out 2, step 2, goal.
Ball is still there. There's space to the left-hand side. Now the post comes up. And reaching for the line is Sam Perry.
Tackle away.
He gets pushed back.
Leave it, leave.
San Diego go low. Gaffney. Just short of the line again.
Hands away now. Hands
3
away.
or 4 good attempts here from
Let the ball come.
the home side.
Stay.
Boyer wanted to dig it out. Perry trying to go over the top. He's lost it. He's knocked it on. Just a bit too eager.
Wow, some really phenomenal physical defense there by Glendale. A real challenge to be at. It's only a meter, but they say it's the hardest meter to go forward is near the line. But this is the physicality on defense. Ryberg comes in, hits Evans, but Evans does a great job of keeping his leg going and getting over. You can just see the power that's coming in. And again, just trying to get over the top right there. You've got Perry just not able to hold the ball. That's a tough place to get down and to go over the top of the ruck. I mean, you don't see it very often, but he's a tall guy. Maybe he thought he could do it. Former high school All-American player. It's great to see those players coming through the age grade programs and playing pro rugby out here.
And Sione Tui Halamaka is back on the field in the number 1 jumper, just a blood substitute. And it was OT Pifaletea that came on the field just for a few moments. It's the Glendale side. They have possession, but they're 5 meters from their own goal line. De Archibald in this narrow end goal. Look for a leading kick from him. There's Jake Christman, the 18-year-old. What a player he's been. This is the same rugby club as Bryce Campbell. The Eagle centre. Now they pick up at the back. Sam Fig. Fig on the outside. Dodgeball now, not as much pressure on him. He's able to relieve this kick into the grandstands, and it's a good gain for the Raptors.
So it's a really beautiful day for rugby here in San Diego at USD. There's not much wind. The pitch is in perfect condition. It's pretty cool. Both you and I, Dallin, have put on some long sleeve because it's a little cool here, but that's really good for rugby. And one of the challenges I think Glendale will have is I think that the Archibalds, his kick is about 10 meters shorter than tag leader, and so I think that's going to be a loss for them. And I think that you're going to see a lot of this where it's line out, good attacking position, 30 meter for them from the Glendale line.
Pat O'Toole goes to the front, played with the Westport RFC as well. Now Boyer tells Tui Halamaka to get involved at the next ruck time. San Diego looking for their backs. Evans is lurking as well. They like to bring in their blindside wingers to create an overlap. Leader, low ball for him to pick up. Saliba, Kearns, right to the outside tackle there from Cruz. So Boyer turns it back to Tui Halamaka. Big strong contact on him from Nick Kwasniewski. From Nebraska.
Heavy with the space here, John.
To the left-hand side, to San Diego, to Nathan Sylvia. Carmel High School product. Perry yet again. Fenolio with that big contact. San Diego this time face a wall of defenders in front of them. Kearns can't do anything. London leading the charge. But it's the Legion that do well to recycle possession. Boyer shaping up for a box kick. Halleman is back there, and Peter Dahl comes flying in. He looked like a 26-year-old Peter Dahl. Referee says, fine, play on. So Dahl talked out of that one in the air. Didn't make a tackle. Box kick comes down to Halleman. He's got Harley Davidson with him if he chooses. Little dummy there from Halleman, and Saliba brings him to the ground. There's a play and back play right on the ground. Attention received there as it comes down Leader's throat. Tying Leader. Spot space on the left-hand side. Archer will have to race in. Sits up for him. Difficult angle. So he keeps it in field. And it's Nguenya is with Boyer. But we're going to stop play. One of the players has taken a big hit in back play. And safety first.
We have a serious injury on the field.
So, interesting play there. Boyer's service is just a little bit too slow, and you can see it here. Peter Dahl comes in. That ball looks like it's out, and I don't think the referee talked him out of that. I think Peter Dahl talked himself out of that. I think he said, hey, this was a little bit too easy, but I think that's an example of Boyer just too slow at the breakdown. They're winning the ball's available, and it just doesn't look like it's moving quickly. And so when the ball is slow from the ruck, what that allows the defense to do, it allows the defense to not only set up and build their wall, but it allows them to launch. And I think both teams is just a little bit slow from the ruck, and that's why we're seeing a lot of line speed and a lot of defensive pressure.
A good refereeing in the end, and no penalty given for Dahl coming through. But of course, it'll break you for a big collision there. The San Diego side impressing so far at home. And again, we said they're unbeaten here in their home ground. Their crowd has come support them. There are kids that are running around after these rugby games, and it's really wonderful to see for the game in America.
Yeah, I mean, San Diego's a real hotbed of rugby. I mean, I was here for 2 years. I got involved in the programs that are down here. Teams like OnBack, which are just great programs. There's a phenomenal high school and youth rugby here, some of the best in the country. And so it's great to see both the rugby people and the non-rugby people come out. There was a great article today in the San Diego Tribune highlighting the Legion and the work that they're doing. And of course, this is just the start, but it's a really strong start for this team.
Of course, Major League Rugby, well, 12 players made the USA Eagles squad that defeated Canada 42-17, and 8 starters. Of course, a lot of those players coming from these two teams in the field right now.
That's right. So in particular, some of the try scorers. So Cam Dolan had 3 tries in that game. Really phenomenal performance, and the US is doing such an amazing thing. So this is where Connor Kearns actually gets injured. So great kick chase here by San Diego. Little step by Halleman. Kearns comes in and he gets his head on the wrong side. So what we say is when you tackle, you want to tackle cheek to cheek. That means your cheek and your face to the other person's cheek, the one not on his face. And you can see there, because he gets his head in front, not cheek to cheek, the knee can come up and hit him on the head. Obviously some concerns that we have and medical people out here to look after him. Great medical care that we have, and I'm sure he'll get the best care he can. And it'll be a loss. Connor Kearns played at Trinity College Dublin under former US assistant Tony Smeeth, and then went on to represent Oxford in the varsity game. Real class player.
Yeah, we'll be right back in 60 seconds. Stay with us. And it's the San Diego side that lead the Glendale Raptors 3-0 here from Torero Stadium in Southern California.
But I just heard him do that with the, you know how he just put that down? I could hear him do that, you know.
It's the home side, San Diego, that lead the Glendale Raptors 3-0. And while we have an injury, we're going to take a look at the table. Well, it's been one of the most exciting seasons on date in professional competitions alike around the world. So many teams could have made the top 4 spots. And of course, with today's result, what a cliffhanger with Utah Warriors slipping into 3rd position.
That's right. So the top 4, we know who's going to be in the top 4, but we don't know what the order is, and therefore we don't know what the matchups will be next week. San Diego don't want to go to Glendale next week for the playoffs and play Glendale at Attitude at home. So to do that, at a minimum, what they need is they need 2 bonus points. And you get a bonus point by scoring 4 tries and losing within 7. Of course, if they win, they jump Utah and they play Seattle, and that means Glendale have to play Utah next weekend.
And if they tie, they also get 2 points. So
that's right, so a tie could come in. What I found so fascinating about this season is it's so competitive. There have been so few games that have been decided early on, and that's just been great for the game, great for the players, great for the fans, and great for everyone watching at home.
Well, I think testament to that was the Houston SaberCats, bottom of the log. They almost beat Utah. Utah had to score at the death to get them through to the playoffs.
What a great game that was. And, you know, I think Utah are going to be one of those teams that no one's going to want to play. They're missing their 2 best players. So I think Kurt Morath, who is just a phenomenal fly half, and, of course, Paul Lasike, when they come back, they're going to be a real challenge. They've managed to survive without those 2 key players, and I don't think anyone's going to want to play them next weekend.
Well, right now, still getting attention there is fullback Connor Kearns, the man who played in the varsity match at Twickenham in 2016 and 2017, the famous Oxford-Cambridge fixture. He'll be leaving the field with the best medical attention. And it'll be interesting to see who they bring off the bench. We've got Ben Seamer, of course, who could be a good role for that. He's got a great boot, the youngster who's representing the United States Eagles. He could be coming in, and I think he is there right now wearing 21.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Seamer is a real quality player. He's a young guy, played at Gonzaga High School, played at the University of Maryland, and then went on and played for Division II Rocky Gorge before he got called up. Famously made a more than 50-meter kick for the US U20s to beat the Canadian U20s. A really great player, was in the Eagles squad but was released back to San Diego. And it's always sad to see a player come off, and we wish Connor Kearns the best, and we hope this is just precaution, as it often is in this situation. You can see he's putting his thumb up saying, hey, I'm doing okay, and hopefully we'll see him back on the pitch soon.
So back to the live action we go. It's going to be a scrum, finally, after a few moments of break.
So when there's a serious injury, the referee will stop the play and he'll give a scrum to the team that was in possession. So San Diego had the ball, they were on attack, they've had a couple of very solid scrums on attack, giving Gaffney a chance to attack. They want to keep that up as they go through the game.
3 out of 3 so far at the set piece. Gaffney at the back. Has Boyer with him. Short ball, Saliba. Nice dummy there from Boyer. Takes it to the line. Sylvia looping around with his forward pod. Tui Halamaka is there if they need him. They go to leader, and it's the aerial battle. It's high. Harley Davidson, good take from the winger. Mattias tries to pick him up. It does well. Great strength. Connor Cook, though, gets fed off the ball. And it's Davidson that's just taken down the freeway. So Glendale find themselves with ball in hand, but outside the 22, it's all territory for San Diego. Possession for Glendale. Archibald receives this one back inside the 22. Evans. Good take. Drops the shoulder. Important catch there from the San Diego side. Keep ball in hand. Perry flips down that blind side. That one spilt forward. Double knock. So we'll go back to the first infringement.
So both kicks there, one by Leader and one by Archibald, just weren't accurate enough. When you kick a ball up, you have two objectives. One is to kick it long and gain territory. The other one is to make it contestable, which means you put it up in the air, and as it's coming down, one of your players can contest. Both Leader and Archibald's kick just went too far. It was too much of an easy catch. One for Halloman and one for Evans. They caught it with no contest. They're just, either you want to kick it longer, or you need to kick it a little shorter, or you need to add some more height. But none of those kicks were any good. Bit of a stalemate.
16 minutes gone, just 3 points so far scored. Off the boot of Tyke Leader. So Jake Christman, father was a pro football player in England. He finally gets this one out. It's Chad London. London, beautiful fin as he goes along over the halfway line.
No, you're fine there, mate.
Archibald. Halloman skips past Nguyen's tackle, but it's Mattias yet again with another strong contact. Glendale on the front foot with Casey Rock, 6'9". Flat ball, Vic, what an angle! Needs support, finds it with Kwasniewski. Man from Nebraska, Cruze, Tui Halamaka providing the nuisance there at the breakdown. Archibald fires this one through with a boot. Ben Seema, first touch for him off the bench. He goes downfield. It's a nice looking kick. Harley Davidson takes this one superbly. Back to the air they go.
Come out.
Davidson's chasing. Boyer is there. The scrum off takes this one nicely. San Diego so far playing with extreme confidence.
Stay here. Step.
Slow ball for their forward pack.
Use it now.
And from Southern California with Gaffney. Leader looks up to see if there's any space. Both teams just feeling each other out here as Lambourne. Haven't seen him all yet.
You're off the ball, four.
Eagle flanker is ready to go in this clash. Knows how important it is for his side. Halloman. He's got time. Hot steps from Seth Halloman. Can't get through this time. San Diego flood in. Cruze and Salaber's on him. They get a penalty to San Diego. And it's again excellent defense from the home team.
So a kick is only as good as the kick chase. And right there, Ben Seema just step on the field. Great kick chase, made that tackle. And we said that one of the keys for San Diego is to play territory, play down their end, and we know Leader has a great foot, and this is another chance for them to get 3 points.
Well, stunning follow-up there. Courageous low tackling, and Seth Halloman nowhere through so far in this game. He's had 2 or 3 chances, and so is Harley Davidson. And it's the men from San Diego look to add their second penalty of the game. San Diego side. Well, they beat the Utah Warriors 31-24. They beat the Houston Sabercats 35-32, and then a win against Nola Gold and the Austin Elite last weekend puts them at 4-3 so far for the season. I know how important this is. Reach the 20-minute mark. Leader. Lewis Royals play up. He turns quickly yet again. He knows he's got it. It's 6-0. San Diego Legion lead Glendale after 20 minutes.
So Leader has a great foot. and he's a really great kicker. But I'm wondering if Glendale have identified a weakness, because you can see here Chad London runs right through his tackle. And if they see that and they feel like there's a weakness, if I'm Chad London, I'm saying to Archibald, give me the ball, let me run at leader, let's see if we can get some go forward. That was a big play for them that got them on the front foot.
Leader smiles as this kick goes again. Good take by him. San Diego take their time. Good exit strategies they have. Go up there with Alec Barton. Now Seema, he's the other superb kicker in the team. Alleman though, this time, room to operate, there's a penalty.
So by bringing Seema onto the field, they now have 2 kicking options, which means it's actually more difficult to defend because you can't read it so much. Although inside their own half, you'll see the leader, he stands right behind the ruck. Every time he stands right behind the ruck, you know it's going to be a kick. I'd like to see San Diego keep the ball in hand a little bit and see if they can do some things to be able to go.
Well, let's go down to Stacey about the status of our injured Kearns.
Dallin, thank you. They just took the ambulance off the out of the park, rather, and what I'm hearing is they couldn't do a full evaluation here, naturally, on the pitch. They have great medical staff here, which is a good thing, but they had to take him elsewhere for further evaluation. Now, the best part of the story, as you guys already documented, was his thumbs up as he was being wheeled off. To see the faces of his teammates and even opponents change literally from fear and concern to a more relieved look was a very good thing to see with that thumbs up.
Well, that's great news, Stacey. Appreciate that as his team puts a box kick over the top. It's been taken and marked by Johnny Ryberg. Good position from the winger.
So a mark is when the opposition kicks the ball, if you're inside the own 22, if when you're catching the ball you shout mark, you get a free kick. Now, of course, a free kick allows you to kick the ball out, but you don't get the ball back. So you lose possession, but you gain territory. And again, to Archibald's kick, a little bit too short there. They're giving San Diego great attacking platform, and Glendale's really struggling to get out of their own half right now.
It's Pat O'Toole to feed this. 23-year-old. Goes to the front, misses that one, so Fernolio has it for the Glendale Raptors. Now peeked on midfield. Brian Wanless gets over the advantage line, but it's San Diego that have got in there illegally though. Hands in.
So opportunity here for Glendale, who have been on the back foot. San Diego have had 69% of the territory so far in the game. With a good kick here, this actually gives Glendale an attacking platform inside the San Diego half. They want to take this opportunity. They'll feel pretty lucky that they're only down by 6, 23 minutes in, but they need to start getting some of their attacking flow in the opposition half.
Well, Zach Fernolio, he holds the key to this. Started to play rugby to keep in shape for football, and then enjoyed it so much. He goes to Connor Cook at the back. It's the maul here for Glendale. Fernolio joins it right now. Christman looks on, the number 9. He has depth in this Glendale side. Difficult ball though, so it's got to be cleaned up by Archibald. Goes down the blind side. Maximo Archibald again is against his opposite number. He goes into touch. Stunning tackle then yet again from Leader.
Well, Leader made the tackle there, which I think will build his confidence, but really poor service there by Christman. It's all about the 9s right now. The 9s just are not providing the service that they need to. And you can just see the physicality of the game is causing things like that with Gaffney. He's going to stay on the pitch right now because if he isn't allowed to leave the pitch without the referee's permission, so they're going to see if they can fix it right now. If not, he's going to come off and he'll get 10 minutes to get that fixed, and they'll allow a replacement to come in and take his spot.
Crowd look on well for Gaffney. It's just a mere tiny flesh wound. He just wants to quickly get that patched up so he can take back his position on the field.
So right now, I think that Scott Green is going to say, hey, time for you to come off. This isn't something that's going to be solved too quickly. We're going to just move on, and either San Diego bring him off and replace him while it gets fixed, or they play down a forward while he is getting his eye looked after. It looks like they're going to play down a forward and see if they can fix this pretty quickly.
San Diego line out just outside the 22, taken by Lamborn. Nice work from him as Barton digs in. Boyer goes high, not very far though. It's been knocked back and claimed in the end from Kwasniewski for the Glendale side. They'll be enjoying the turnover here, Will. The visiting team flicked back beautifully. Fig has it over the top. Gone forward though. Fernolio thought he almost got away with that one.
Wow, so he almost got that, right? So Fig thought it would be clever, but again, the service by Chrisman just not good enough. Really causing some problems here, and I think that they're going to have to do something. So poor kick by 9. Boyer hasn't started this game well. Just too short, bounced around, was able to be picked up. Ball's there, great opportunity for a turnover, just a little bit slow, and look at that, Fernolio using his volleyball skills to be able to tap that back.
Fernolio can do it all. He's played in several different positions as well. Used to be in the hooker position, but filled in a lot in the flanker role this season, as Dave Williams, the head coach, had to shuffle around his side with the different call-ups this June with the United States team. Gary Gold's side, well, they've gone 8-0, the United States Eagles. Tremendous victory against Scotland last weekend, and then Canada this weekend. Seema, right foot charge down to Archibald. Did he knock that on? Referee Green says yes, he did, but great skill and pressure by Maximo.
So one of the reasons that you will look to pass the ball before you kick is it brings the wings up. So you can see Boyer's got the ball, he's passing it, and that brings the wings up. But what it also does is it allows the defense to get up onto the kicker, and really, really great play by the veteran D'Archibald. He jumped at the kicking foot, and that's what you want to do. You don't try and block the player, you try and block the kicking foot, and he ran right at Seema's right foot and had a great block. I think San Diego were lucky. This has been become a little bit of a scrappy game. We had some nice play early on, but both teams seem so desperate to play territory that we haven't seen a lot of attacking play the last 10 minutes.
Well, the San Diego side will have to clear their lines a lot faster on this occasion. Both teams putting pressure on Fig, leaning back, getting that swinging engage. Grew up in Sydney, Australia, born in Johannesburg, South Africa. Just going to reset the scrum.
Well, I think San Diego are going to try and attack the blind side here. Gaffney is back in, having had his eye fixed. And you can see Taco and Gwenya behind the scrum. That allows him to go either way, and he might be looking for the wheel, and whichever way the scrum wheels, that's the way he's going to get the ball. But let's see if they can get the ball in his hands, see if he can do something with those dancing feet of his.
Well, Taco and Gwenya saw on the top left of your screen, and one of the most memorable highlights of any player in the world when he rounded Springbok Brian Habana at the Rugby World Cup 2007. He's still playing a decade later. Gaffney fires this one over the top. Difficult one for Sullivan to take. London comes in on him, but it's San Diego that keep possession inside the 22. Boyer looking for his forwards. He'll go with Nathan Sylvia. Studied in St. Louis Obispo computer science, and they get a penalty to San Diego. Well, this will clear their lines.
You must roll out.
Very disappointing there by Glendale. San Diego had nothing going on. They struggled with the scrum. Poor decision by Gaffney to throw the pass. Saliba were able to clean it up, but San Diego weren't going anywhere, and that penalty allows Leader to clear all the way into the Glendale half. And so, as we said earlier, Dallin, Glendale had the opportunity. They were in the 22 of San Diego, but that silly penalty, their discipline has been a problem all season, and we said Leader was going to punish them with the foot, and that's what he just did.
Well, Well, we approach the minute 30 in this game, 6-0. Tyke leader, the captain, with 2 penalties. They lead the Glendale Raptors. Tense affair. Short this time takes it nicely. Good throw there from Pat O'Toole. San Diego worked tremendously this week in their set pieces. They've come away with it now. So Boyer has to have a go. They've knocked it on. It's play on. Fenolio has this, known as the Mall Cop. Very short acting career as Paul Block goes over the side, and it's London on that far touchline. Davidson cuts in off the right, but Evans hits him hard. San Diego thought they intercept this one. It was good defense from them on that far end.
Well, the referee was playing an advantage all the way across on the other side of the pitch, I think, and then gave them the advantage for the knock on by San Diego. Really messy play there, not a lot to really get your game going. We're really looking for some experienced players to be able to settle things down. Nathan Sylvia had the ball. Boyer was trying to take the ball off him. He didn't let him have it. It's all been just very, very messy. I think whoever can just put together 4 or 5 phases of attack in a good position is going to have an opportunity, but no one's been able to do that so far.
This time it's Glendale. Plenty of options in their back line.
5. 6.
Archibald on the left-hand side has got Davidson with him.
Use it now.
He's got extreme pace. It's London though, the first receiver. Davidson now in play. Lambourne misses the first one, so Gaffney has to come and make the stick. Penalty to the Glendale side. This will put them downfield. It's what they want as they close out this first half.
So again, Glendale are choosing to attack what's called the hinge. The hinge is the space in between the scrum or the line out and the number 10. It's where the back row is, and it's often the hardest place to defend. So we saw that with Chad London when he was able to generate the go forward, and we saw that with Harley Davidson. And because they got that go forward, they were able to get the penalty. Great kick by De Archibald, great attacking platform. And Glendale so far in the lineouts has been giving San Diego a bit of their own medicine. Their lineout has looked really, really strong, and their lineout drive has been excellent. They'll drive this one and just see if San Diego can hold them out.
Big moment in the game. Fenolio has this one. The local man from Denver played a lot of rugby though in Long Beach, not far from this area for Belmont Shore. Christmas in front, they go to the middle. Turnover, not straight the call. Well, San Diego will be thrilled with that.
They'll be breathing a sigh of relief right there. So when the line-out comes in fact, the game of rugby is all about what's called fair contest. So the idea is in a line-out, the ball has to go down between the two teams, so both teams have a fair contest. Of course, the attacking team knows where it's going, so they have that advantage. And the referee looks at the shoulders. Where was the ball caught relative to the shoulders? And they said the ball was caught on the outside shoulder. Unusual from Fenolio, who's a former USA hooker. Very, very good line-out thrower.
Well, the San Diego crowd come alive here, chanting defense. The team looked to get away from their own end zone. They've certainly fixed up their scrums. Chris Cracknell, their coach for the forwards. Rob Hoadley, head coach, looks on, and Zach Test, Eagle 7's legend, takes care of the back line here in the local San Diego region. Strong contact there. Tui Halamaka is in as well. Boyer shapes up to give it to Leader. No real pressure on Leader, so he makes an excellent clearance kick. But hasn't picked up a tremendous amount of territory, though.
So great opportunity here for Fenolio to make up for the last line-out. San Diego will won that ball, but just like you said, not a great clearance kick. Really putting them in a situation where Glendale have another great attacking platform.
7 minutes to go in the first half. 6 points the difference. And it's the log leaders, the Glendale Raptors, secured number 1 spot. Of course, we mentioned San Diego need 2 log points to slide into 3rd position. They're currently 4th on the table. Fig with the dummy. Finally bring it through. Casey Rock More with Fernolio now as we take it on the ground. So Fernolio has to peel away. The hooker needs help. The Raptors with the Archibald to the line. Ryman couldn't handle, so Cruze goes. Just knocked backwards, so still with the Glendale side. Been pinched by Barton. The referee says it's been knocked on by the San Diego defender.
Lots of interesting things going on with that line out. So you know Glendale are going to drive it when number 7, Peter Dahl, is on the back, and you can just see the pressure, the defensive pressure that's going on. It's making it very, very difficult. Tony Lamborn comes all the way through there. Great play, clears all the way through, and that's what led to that turnover. One of the factors so far has been the really strong scrum of San Diego. It's been surprising. They've been able to win their ball. They've been really strong, and in the last Glendale scrum, San Diego actually shoved them a little bit. This is a bit of a surprise. Let's see if San Diego can shove them here. Great attacking platform for Glendale.
Boys!
Rogers doing well up front for the Glendale side, as Nick Kwasniewski as well. 70 pounds, 21 years of age. San Diego, though, get a good shot there. It's with Christman. Status back in beautifully, does a half-back Dahl and figure there. Now Ryberg in at 9. Kwasniewski, though, takes over that role. Rogers sucks down. No scrum off, so Maximo Archibald goes in at 9. Connor Cook. You see the red card earlier this season with a big tackle. Missed him when he was out. Oneless in as well. Glendale. Flat ball, London couldn't handle. Knocked that one on, and that's just the pressure coming in from the San Diego defense.
And that's all about the work they're doing in the breakdown. They're not allowing Glendale to get a really deep post. Glendale have to work a lot harder. Their ball carriers really need to work on the ground to get that deep post. Chrisman, who's struggling a little bit, but also the ball presentation's not great. So that's why, as a scrum half, you want to go up, you want that ball to be back with nothing around it, and Chrisman's going to have to dig, and when he digs, that slows the ball down, and that just allows San Diego's line to be able to launch. The line speed of both teams has been so good. It's going to take something special to really break down these defenses in the first half.
And starting Glendale scrum off, Sean Davies with the Eagles. What a wonderful season they've had so far.
Set!
So players will all be back though for the Major League Rugby playoffs, which will be happening next week. As Gaffney has a crack. Gaffney, what a breakout from the 8th man. San Diego with Mattias. Fires it downfield. It's a chase here. And Harley Davidson has this one. He slips a bit inside his 22. Oh no, it's a woeful kick. Boyer has this. The crowd on their feet. Lamborn has a crack himself. It's San Diego. They have advantage for offside play. Gaffney yet again. Second time in this movement. The home side with leader. Short ball to Ben Seema. No advantage coming. It'd be a kickable penalty if they want it.
So all about the territory game. Great kick by Mattias. I'm not sure that he was supposed to be the kicker, but he looked up and he split the kick receipt team right down the middle. If you, like we said before, if your kicks, you either want distance or you want them to be contestable. He went for distance, put it all the way down, and all that time that Glendale had inside the San Diego half, and they come away with no points. The challenge they had last week as well against Seattle was turning their pressure into points, and it was a real challenge there. And leader, this is a very makeable kick. This is his easiest kick of the day, and he's made the first 2.
On the Glendale side, he scored the most points in this competition per game, and right now they're facing potential 9-point deficit as the first half looks to expire.
Okay,
One of the things to remember is that for San Diego, a win gets them into 3rd place. That means they would play Seattle next week in Glendale. But if they don't win, they actually need 4 tries. So it's going to be in the second half. An interesting thought about, do we go for the tries or do we just go for the win?
Captain Tig leader has 2 out of 2 thus far. This time he doesn't turn quickly, so the flags stay down. Still 6-0 after 38 minutes.
You could see so mad with himself there. He just didn't strike that ball well. The flight was way too high, and the referees, the assistant referees have to look at each other and say, hey, did it go over? And they decided it didn't. So let off there for Glendale.
To Archibald to the right-hand side, finds leader. Boyo's with him. Counter-attack here for Seema, drops this one. Knocks it back, Cruze tries to get all over this. Glendale will take possession as the first half closes out, and wow, an error there from Ben Seema.
Very unusual from the young Eagle to make that error, but with the lights coming on, it's sort of one of those times when you can get kicks that actually can go above the lights. It's a little bit different catching in lights than it is when you catch in the sun, and so really disappointing for him. Great pressure there by Glendale, and last attacking platform of the half for them. Let's see what they can do. I think we're going to see Chad London running at leader to generate that go forward.
Chad London, known as the Rhinoceros from South Africa, who runs like one. Here it comes now. London is that short, hard angle. Leader brings him down nicely. Second phase for Brian Wanless. This one trying to find the ball. They get a penalty. Choice here for Captain Fenolio.
You can do better than that, I think. It was on you, definitely, yeah.
Interesting, Tony Lambourne right there. Very, very smart player. Plays for the Hurricanes in Super Rugby. A real star for the US. Excited to see him out here playing for San Diego in his debut for the season. But he tried to play the referee. He held on to the Glendale player just a little bit too long, just turned him just a little bit too long. Scott Green, great call. I think half the time Tony Lambourne would have been able to get away from that. And look at this, here we are. Peter Dahl not in the line out. We'll see the drive right here. Let's see if Glendale can pull this off.
Connor Cook receives this one. Dahl now joins in. Fenolio as well at the back. Glendale drive it up. It's been brought down. 6 or 7 meters out. Still with the Raptors, the visiting side. See if they can punch one in here before the half.
Thanks, mate.
Glendale been frustrated so far. Behind the back to Halliman. He loses that one again. It's Glendale who make another error. And San Diego keep this one. They go into touch. Referee Green is saying it's half-time. Well, San Diego have come to play tonight. The unbeaten Glendale Raptors facing a 6-point deficit, and it's the boot of Tyke Leader that is the difference so far between these two sides. Defensively, they've been outstanding.
Oh, it's probably been the best defensive match that we've seen so far in Major League Rugby. So there's not a lot of scoring, but if you like physicality, if you like big hits, and you like really good defense, then today is the day that you want to watch. One of the interesting things is Glendale had a number of lineouts that they were really looking for to drive against San Diego, and twice they got the drive going, and the drive actually went too quickly. So quickly that actually they were able to go to ground, and they just need to slow that down, and I think they'll be effective.
Let's go field side to Stacey with the San Diego head coach.
Rob Hoadley, tell us about the strength of the set pieces really set the tone for the first half.
Yeah, the scrum and line-out's been good. We missed one line-out, but just some poor decisions the last 15 minutes. We weren't stringing phases together. I think we're making errors within 3 phases in attack and defence, and it's hurt us really. Good set up to the half, but poor last 15 minutes.
Coach, thank you so much. Good luck in the next 40.
Thanks, Stacey.
So, after 40 minutes, it's the San Diego Legion that lead the Glendale Raptors by 6-0 in Week 9 of Major League Rugby. We're going to take a short break, and we'll return with highlights from Torero Stadium here in Southern California.
We'll play the knock. Stay. We'll play the knock.
It's the home side that leads 6-0 at the break against the Glendale Raptors, and we'll take a look at that tight first half highlights.
San Diego started so well. They were on the front foot immediately, and 2 minutes in, Tiger Leader makes this beautiful kick to go 3-0 up. They had more pressure on the Glendale line, with Sam Perry trying to get over the top, grabbing his head after he realized he knocked it on. But it wasn't all San Diego on attack. Even though Glendale struggled, they found a little weakness at the hinge, with Tug Leader struggling to contain Chad Lunder, getting that go forward. But you can see the contest at the breakdown by Boyer to slow that down. Still, Leader's kick made it 6-0 with 20 minutes to go, and it is a great defensive first half.
Now you can get 24/7 scores, breaking news, and up-to-the-minute highlights streaming across all devices, live and free on the all-new HQ. Up next, more analysis from Torero Stadium, where San Diego lead Glendale by a score of 6-0.
Major League Rugby on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Guinness, proud sponsor of the Glendale Raptors. Guinness, made of more. By Tullamore Dew, the official triple blend Irish whiskey. And by Hampton Inn & Suites, the official hotel of the Glendale Raptors.
Fans, as you saw
San Diego side looking to cause the upset of the season. They lead the lot leaders, the Glendale Raptors, by 6 points. And well, it's all important, the result of this game, for the standings.
Absolutely. San Diego, if they finish the way they are now up, then they jump a spot, they jump Utah, which means they avoid Glendale at home at Glendale next week, and they play the Seawolves. Still not an easy team to win, to beat. In fact, all 4 of these teams in the finals playoffs are going to be difficult. I still think Utah is going to be a dark horse, and no one's going to want to play them.
Well, of course, next week it is going to be a thriller. You better tune in at Infinity Park, Glendale, Colorado. Well, the Major League Rugby playoffs will happen on CBS, and then, of course, the Major League Rugby Championship. Wow, it is going to go down to the wire.
Absolutely. I have friends that are begging me for tickets for the playoffs on June 30th.
Well, don't go away. We're going to take another short break and come back with the second half action here from Torero Stadium. It's the Legion that lead Glendale 6-0. A warm welcome to our viewers for second half action from the West Coast, where the San Diego Legion surprised the Glendale Raptors by a 6-0 lead from Torero Stadium. I'm Dallin Stanford, joining commentary by Pete Steinberg. And Pete, a pretty physical and tough first 40.
Absolutely, and one of the keys is going to be, in a close game like this that's physical, are the reserves. And San Diego have USA representatives up and down their reserve list. Mitchell, high school All-American. Blair has played 7s and 15s for the US. Seema already on the field as a capped Eagle, and both Rogers and Brown have played All-American 7s. For Glendale, I think the trick is going to be up front, where Luke White and Kalepi Fafita are going to have to come on with Del Bosque. They've had some struggle in the scrums that's been a real surprise, bringing those fresh legs off the bench, especially Luke White. He's such a huge unit, former shot put champion. I think we'll see them come on pretty early, shore up that scrum and start putting some pressure on San Diego.
Well, the Raptors unbeaten in this competition thus far. The Legion 4-3. Well, those victories coming at home as well. 3 out of 3 so far, looking to remain unbeaten here on home soil. And they'll be well supported from the local rugby clubs, and alumni have piled in here as well. To a beautiful evening here at the University of San Diego. Second half action, just waiting for our referee Scott Green to join us for this one. And Leader, well, he's fired up his troops, not only with the boot, but he's put in some tackles as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tyke Leader is so critical for them. He had that one missed tackle against Chad London, but other than that, he started to shore it up. To me, what I'd like to see San Diego do is to keep the ball in hand. We heard Rob Hoadley talk a little bit earlier, right at halftime, just weren't able to put 3 or 4 phases together without an error. Some of that is the pressure of Glendale, but some of that is also San Diego just getting their timing right. I think Tigers Leader's going to pick them up. They're going to still play some territory, but when they've got the ball, they're going to look to hold on to it a little bit more.
Well, surprisingly, we have not seen a try scored yet. 40 minutes has been played. It's 6-0. San Diego on the right of your screen in black and red will restart play. Glendale in yellow, their away kit to receive this. It's our final half in the regular season, and it's the home team that go deep. Brian Wanless collects this for the Raptors. Chrisman, better service he has to Blake Rogers. Looping around nicely there is Casey Rock. Rock forming with Arkansas State for 5 years and dodgeball under a lot of pressure. His clearance kick is a nice one to the halfway line.
So when you get the ball inside your own half, every team have what they call exit sets. And these are the things, the plays and the patterns that you use to set up to get outside of your half. And Glendale just absolutely nailed their exit set. What a great play by them to start this second half.
Short line-out numbers in the back line. Look for Lamborn and Perry just lurking in midfield with Anthony Saliba. This one not straight at all to Gaffney.
I agree.
And it's going to be an option here of the scrum or line-out for Zach Fernolo and his troops. He applauds his side, putting pressure on the opposition.
And that's why you have exit sets, right? So they had the ball inside their 22, they got it outside of their 22, they put the San Diego line out under pressure, and now they have a scrum, a great attacking position. I have to say, I think that was the only half Glendale have had where they haven't scored, and I think they're going to come out hungry to generate some go forward.
Glendale side of Johnny Ryberg, the left wing, just waiting with Zach Fernando, his fly off. Look for behind the back play. London was the recipient last time. The strong unit from the Palmer College. Graduated in 2012, did London. Ball at the back. Good scrum here from the San Diego side, but then they've unhinged as well. Penalty to Glendale Raptors.
Back row just walking straight around.
So you can hear the referee saying walking around. You have to drive square. You cannot let the scrum turn, or what we call a wheel. You have to let that occur naturally. And so you can see here that all of the San Diego are pushing to the left. You can see that all their back row, their second rows are pushing to the left, and that's what created the wheel, and that's illegal. Wheels can happen naturally, but they can't happen with the angle of the drive, although every scrum coach, Dallin, will coach not driving straight. You just don't want to be called by the referee. And another great driving line-out opportunity. Let's see if they can slow it down here, keep control.
This is what San Diego want to start out the second half. Fig gets moved around. It's Rock that wants it, they go to the front. Couldn't quite get the drive on there, so this one comes to Rock yet again in midfield. Good strong carry from the lock. Fernolio got a cook with him. Spins out of one, then loses it. San Diego with Gaffney. Gaffney out of the first hit. Just a scrum advantage. Boyer goes to leader. Fires this one, advantage is over.
So you can see Taku Ngwenye right there holding his hands up and saying, what's going on here? When there is a turnover, the referee will say advantage. That means you can do something with the ball. It says if you try it, if you drop the ball, we'll bring it back. And so Gaffney gets the ball, generates the go forward. And you can see Taku Ngwenye there calling for the ball. He's a great runner, and he just hasn't seen enough of the ball.
He hasn't, as Cook throws it straight back. Fernolio cleaning up, does well. Ryberg is with them. Ryberg beats a couple. Ngwenye finally comes in, looking for work, the winger. Ball's available. Gaffney asking, can I have a go? Referee says no. Here it is, Rogers. He gets nice and low on Saliba. Glendale with Archibald. Flat ball to Cruze, the youngster in open space. Peter Dahl throws a dummy. He loves playing it in the fly-off roll. Always told to get back to the forwards. Now they go wide. Fernolio looking for that offload. It's Glendale ready to crack here. Halleman. Couple of steps from him, but the San Diego defense holds strong. Boyer in there as well. Lift him off his feet. His legs on the ground, so ruck time. Rock once. Knocked it backwards. Then it's been knocked on, so messy stuff, and the San Diego side flood in again.
Just really, really great San Diego pressure. Really making it very, very difficult for Glendale to generate go forward, but the ball's just a little bit slow, and you can just see the pressure coming up. Really great pressure causes the turnover.
Let's go silent to Stacey.
Well, guys, from the Glendale side, this is a team that was told at halftime to get back to playing their pattern. They're not playing in the same shape that they are used to. This is also a team, though, that even if they have been down, they've ripped off tons of points and ended up winning the match. That's why they've been undefeated to this point. They know they have to bring it in this next few minutes, or 40 minutes rather, if they want to continue that undefeated streak.
Thank you, Stacey. Yeah, head coach Dave Williams, he's never happy even when his side's leading. So imagine the change room talk at the break. Bet you there's some fierce words said by the former Eagle player himself, as Kieran Browner, his assistant coach, looks on as well. It's San Diego. They've shored up their scrum. Gaffney has it now. Boyer on the outside. Nguyen couldn't quite get in open space. It's great carry there from the scrum half, Boyer. Very impressed with him in the 9 jumper out of UC Berkeley.
Yeah, you serve advantage, yes. Yeah, penalty advantage.
Penalty advantage for the Legion. They pick and drive with Sylvia, formerly with the Cal Poly RFC. Slow ball for Devon Short to loop around. All-American, played with Era in the SoCal region under Salty Thompson. Now leader. Looked up and gave Mattias a bit of a hospital pass there, so we're going to come back to the original penalty.
So still just all about line speed right now, and we need to speed up the play from the ruck to have the opportunity. We came all the way back to the scrum, and he's saying unbound back row, and that's why we came back. So whenever there's a penalty, you could see, leader said, ask the referee, and the referee said, yeah, you still have a penalty, so penalty advantage. So he said, all right, let's move it. Moved it wide to Mattias, but then line speed shut it down.
We're having a good chat there. Really want to get back on the front foot.
I still think the blind side is going to be the opportunity that both teams have, because that takes away that line speed. And here we go, just as we thought that we're going to have a lot of changes, and we've got White and Fafita coming in. Let's see if they can shore up that scrum. That's been something that's been really surprising for San Diego, is the strength of their scrum. Tui Halamako is a converted prop and has been doing really well. Let's see if the subs from Glendale can turn that round.
This one at the back didn't look that straight. Sylvia takes it. San Diego with Luke White comes in well on Lambourne. Tony Lambourne spins away, does nicely as leader. Loops to that short side. Nguyen bumps off the new man off the bench, Nick Johnson from Santa Clara University. Sylvia yet again. The Legion still inside their half. Behind the back ball, there's space to operate. Mattias, here he goes. Ryan Mattias cuts across field. Mattias throws a dummy. Ryan Mattias, get out of here! And the sharpshooter will score the first try in the game. And it's scenes of jubilation here in San Diego as Mattias gets 5.
Wow, what a beautiful, well-constructed try. Was really developed initially by that blindside attack, and you can see right here, Mattias comes across and he tells his teammate, come inside, look, come inside. Seema comes inside, holds the defense. Mattias is able to get outside Harley Davidson. He is a wing playing center, and he uses his wing speed to be able to put that away.
A classy finish indeed. We've seen him do it for the US Eagles. Not used this summer, but here he is, cutting them to shreds.
So that's where Mattias has really done well. He's moved into the centers with the Eagles away, but that gives him that speed, some extra speed that an outside center doesn't normally have, to be able to make that outside break. And it was really the run, I think, by Evans that came inside on the dummy switch that held the defense. Big, big try.
The home side delighted with that effort. Leader, 2 extra points on offer. just missed a penalty earlier. Puts the flags up. It's 13-0 after 49 minutes, and it's the home side now looking very strong.
And what San Diego did that was really smart in that play is as they moved it across the field, they got the ball to a forward. Devon Short, that held the line speed of Glendale. Short passed it back to Mattias, and that is what allowed Mattias to get round the outside. So doing what we call two lines of attack is really what opened them up on the outside.
Head coach Rob Hoadley, Zach Test and Chris Cracknell looking on. Happy with that backline effort. Test, of course, legend in the sevens game. Some brilliant 15s as well, represented the US in both. He's the backline coach.
Use the ball.
No.
Boyer goes deep with a box kick. Salabra is there with the Archibald. The good step from Maximo to Archibald, sets off on a race. Harley Davidson pushed forward. Over that is Pat O'Toole, but it's with Luke White. Good offload, big contact on Fafita. Glendale want to strike back here. London, quick ball, good skills from Fernolio. Oh, and then it's been lost by Seth Halliman. Halliman has put that down. And it is unforced errors and uncharacteristic ones too coming in for the Glendale side. And now let's go down to Stacey's sideline. Got some more info for us.
I had an awesome day today, guys. I spent a lot of time with some of the women representing the U.S. One of those happens to be Ryan Mattias's best #1 fan, you could say. It's also his fiancée, the gorgeous Jordan Gray. Now, they might say she's better, he's better. I'm going to say she's the best in the family. Wouldn't a championship be the second best thing to happen to him this year, only to his wedding that's happening in 49 days? She's in the stands tonight, and I know she was yelling loudly when he got that try.
Well, I coach Jordan, and I can honestly say she's one of the big rising stars, and my money is on Jordan Gray being a better rugby player than Ryan Mattias, even though Ryan's very, very good in his own right.
Well, either way, we'll take both of them. They're a fantastic duo. You don't have to choose right now. But Ryan, I mean, what a player he's been. Come up through the ranks, of course, through the All-Americans. And as you said, being versatile is so important in international rugby. And then, of course, coming down here to Major League Rugby, carving it up.
Well, one of the things I like about Ryan is he went overseas to get better. He went down to New Zealand, played some high-level rugby, really got that experience, and he's brought that back to the US.
13-0 the score so far. Scrum collapsing. Boyer wants a penalty. Referee Green just says reset, not too quick there.
So whenever you get new players coming into the front row, and both teams have started to use their bench, they have to work things out, and the referee now has to say again to what he has to say, give the same message that he gave to the starting players. You can see him right there having that conversation. He said, I want you to be a little bit closer. That will allow them to stay up. And he's now coming onto this side to have a look and see what's going on.
Got to go in. Yes, okay.
So these two teams met earlier during week 4, and it was the San Diego side that traveled to Colorado, lost 31-27 against Glendale. Looking to return the favour now is the home side. Leader, Nguyenya's looping around. He comes into play right now. Taku Nguyen. Big bump, Nguyen. There's a player down hurt. He's going to have to stop play here. Well, our referee Scott Green, another injury. This time it's Nguyen that sets off on a run.
Well, you know, again, San Diego using those two lines of attack was able to get around. Cruze was able to just about get the tackle, head on the wrong side. We saw that before, was able to put the head in front. Again, another head injury. We're hopeful that this is going to be something that just isn't too serious, but great call by Scott Green to end. Blow the whistle, get the medical care out there, and we've got people having a look. So that's Harley Davidson coming in, trying to put his body on the line, but wanted to hit with his right shoulder, really should have hit with his left shoulder, and that's what ends up when you put your head in front.
Well, right now we have a special guest joining us right now. It's Eagle 7 sensation on the women's side. Ryan Carlisle, we've been watching you on TV over the last, well, a long time now, right? How many years have you played international rugby, and welcome?
7 years international. Actually, 7 years my entire career.
You made the international the first year that you played.
I did.
And was Pete Staming involved somehow coaching you? He's coached everybody we've spoken to so far.
Pete's got his hands in everything, so I'm sure he's had something to do with it along the way.
So how are you enjoying watching Major League Rugby and, of course, the national team as you work your way towards the World Cup?
Oh, this is great. I love watching these guys play. Some of them just down at the center, so it's like they're my teammates, it feels like. So it's huge to see this growth in America, growth for the game. It's amazing.
Are you looking, so the World Cup is in San Francisco, just in a month. How is your training going?
Really great. We're super excited to start this new block. It almost feels like we're starting a new season. It's a totally new tournament, new feeling, and we're just starting over and starting fresh and building up for the next 4 weeks.
Obviously, you played as an Olympian in 2016 in Rio. The next stop is in Tokyo in 2020, and that starts at the next World Series. And Glendale is actually hosting the International Women's World Series in October. Tell us a little bit about that.
We're super excited to kick off our season in America. It's a big season next year.
Tucking Nguyen picks it up, heads for the line. Crazy stuff from Nguyen, also a former 7-star as well in his own right. They go to the line, it's San Diego the home side, big contact. Referee green offside play is going to be a penalty, and Lance Rumpras has come into the field wearing 19 for San Diego. He got hit hard there.
So this is all about the kicking game, right? So we said they wanted to play the kicking game. Halliman just doesn't field it very well. And look at the pressure. What a great pickup. Full pace. Great tackle there to be able to hold him out. And you can just see Sam Figg again, not rolling away. That's the second time he's been called. The discipline of Glendale is causing a problem, and a great line-out attacking opportunity.
We'll get back to Ryan in just a second as San Diego, the home side, look to punch another one in. And it's Pat O'Toole putting on the pressure. Lamprecht in there wearing 19. And they go to Gaffney. San Diego have scored several tries from a line-out drive. They're more. They work to the right-hand side. Tony Lamborn is furious about something as they charge forward. It's San Diego. Referee Green looking for possession. Held up over the line.
No.
Not held up. 5-meter scrum, they've lost it.
So if you have a maul and you drive forward and the ball is not produced, it's a turnover. So the referee said, hey, you were driving forward, lots of patience here by San Diego, but you've got to make sure the ball stays at the back, because if the ball stays at the back, then it's become available. But we don't know where the ball is. The last back 3 players don't have it, so when it goes down, they can't produce it. And because they didn't get over the line, it means it's a 5-meter scrum to Glendale. If they'd gotten over the line, then it would have been held up and it would be a San Diego 5-meter scrum.
So the Glendale side will got to get away from their own try line. Big pressure at scrum time. Chrisman. Oh, big dummy from him. Pressure there from Lamborn. Into the pocket. Drops Maximo to Archibald. This one, straight out.
So Ryan, before that moment of excitement and almost a try, you were talking about the Glendale stop of the World Series 7s in October.
Yeah, we're super excited to kick off the season in America. We've been dancing between 4th and 5th place for the past few seasons, and if we can start off right and finish the next season in 4th place, that's a guaranteed spot in the Olympics for us. So it's a super big season.
And then, of course, for the U.S. women, we have the rugby weekend in the first weekend in November, where the U.S. women, along with the U.S. men and Ireland and Italy, are all playing in Chicago.
San Diego with Mattias on the outside yet again. Seamer is with them this time. Just outside the 22, it's the Legion. Boyer goes to the right. Short steps out of one. Desperate defense here for the Glendale side. Leader stabs it through. Good ball from Tyke. Leader gets it again. Soccer World Cup skills as Halliman has to dive over this. Just short of the line, they've rucked over him. Leader wants possession. San Diego with advantage. They get a penalty, and this could be a card as well.
I think it has to be a card. When someone gives away a penalty near the line and prevents the team from being able to attack, that's a professional foul, and it's going to be a yellow card, and that's what Scott Green is listening.
Come on the side entry. obviously different.
So, and who is it? It's Sam Figg. Sam Figg, who's given away several penalties right there. Scott Green said side entry. We've got a penalty. Be interesting choice here because the San Diego Scrum has actually had the upper hand. It's been one of the big surprises of this match. I might say, hey, let's take the Scrum. You guys are playing well. Let's take it to them. Let's build the confidence of the pack.
Choice here for leader. Inside, they go to the line-out. They know they can push it over there as well.
Well, they scored that great line-out try against Glendale the game before, so the game they played before, and they're going to go for it again. And right here, you can see, you have to come in from the side. You have the only way Sam Figg could actually get into that. The only time that you can go through is if you come from your side.
So down to 6. Here they go, player short for the line. San Diego over, they've scored! The Legion! Second try of the game! It's applause from their fans, and they have stunned the Glendale Raptors. 18-0 kick to come.
Wow, so really great start to the second half here by San Diego. They're putting so much pressure on Glendale. Glendale are going to be down a player for the next 9 minutes. San Diego are up, their kicking game is working, and they just don't have an answer. As we said, their line-out drive was going to give them try-scoring opportunities. Great patience, great angle on the drive, able to keep going. Look at the binds as they hold on, and great positioning by Scott Green to be able to see. I think that's Sylvia who got over the line and got that score.
Bodies piling in everywhere. Such a stunning set piece move there from the San Diego side. And
so Ryan, we want to thank you for joining us in the booth and giving us an update on the women's program. We look forward to seeing you playing in the rest of the series the rest of this year. Good luck at the World Cup.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Ryan Carlisle, look forward to seeing her carve up the field at AT&T Park in San Francisco in July. So leader looking to convert this try. It's 2 in the second half for the San Diego side. 16 minutes gone, and they really have given their crowd something to shout about. They raise the flags yet again, 20-0 after 60 minutes. We did not expect it coming into this game.
We didn't, and I think the key for San Diego has been their set piece. We knew their lineup was good, but their scrum has been excellent.
We're going to take a short break. Stay with us for more action here from Torero Stadium. 20-0 in the favor of the home side.
Sorry. Next stoppage. We're on the far side. Here we go, yes. Hydration break. Yeah, hydration. Yeah, yes, hydration. Yes. Yes.
Some tight bodies out there, 20 minutes in a row. San Diego with a dominant lead. We're going to be having a hydration break.
San Diego side, 20-zip they lead. And of course, this is doing them a world of good as they head into the playoffs, of course, Pete.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think it's not only are they going to be in third place, but they're making a statement today against the unbeaten team. They're saying, we're missing our Eagles too, but we can really, really play. What Glendale need to do to get back into the game is they need better runners off their ball carriers. Their ball carriers are actually getting over the game line. They're making the ball available, but they're just playing too slowly. And so the way that you play quickly is get those offloads, get ball runners. That's what they did last week against Seattle. Even though it's 20-0 with 20 minutes to go, Glendale have the firepower to pull this off.
Well, Glendale normally known for their defensive effort, haven't been able to score a single point so far. Zach Fernolio, their captain, trying to get them back on the front foot. Attended Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles, not far from this very ground. Them all now upfield with Fernolio. Over the 10, Luke White is there. Big Luke White, originally from Australia, and here they drive on. Fenolio breaks away to the right-hand side. Ball spilt backward, but Chrisman is there following up. So it still stays with the visiting team. Fenolio now. Connor Cook. Awkward body position for him, but able to lay it back to Archibald. Wide ball to Cruz, trying to step off his right. Can't get free with his hair in the wind. Numbers now to the breakdown for the Glendale side. They maintain. Dummy there from to Archibald. Gap closed fairly quickly for him. Connor Cook now. Tries to bust free. Good strong tackle from O'Toole. Gurikoshvili from the Republic of Georgia off the bench. Lambourne has him. Glendale haven't gone anywhere, but they've kept possession with Fafita. Now Fafita over the advantage line. Quick ball for to Archibald. Halliman fires it away to Cruz. Good step from the youngster. Has the ball whipped though from Devon Short. It's San Diego with Saliba. Their defense has been the difference so far tonight. And Seema looked up and had Evans with him. Evans cutting up midfield. San Diego side looking to exploit a somewhat tired defense here from the Glendale side. It's Ben Seema. Now on the right there, numbers here for leader. Nguenya steps wide, still going. Legion with O'Toole. First receiver, the battering ram. Ball still available there for Boyer as he drifts across field. Saliba flicks it on, it's gone backwards. Drew Gaffney. Gaffney loses that one though. Tremendous effort though from the San Diego side. And let's go down to catch up with Stacey about Holly Davidson.
Lost forward.
Davidson has just finished his standard SCAT test with the medical representatives here. You know, you cannot say enough about the medical folks here at all of the MLR stadiums, because they stay on top of everything, making sure that these athletes are doing well and in top shape. One thing that Harley mentioned when he first started the test was that his equilibrium was off. The good news, though, is that he regained that equilibrium quite quickly. So after the testing, now he can just look on at the score in disbelief.
Well, that is great news that he's okay at least. Not the scoreline for his side, but he's healthy, as Seth Halliman has another crack here. A high tackle on Halliman. So the Glendale side can punch this downfield.
So we have to remember Glendale are down a player in the yellow card, but they're able to play and retain the ball, but they're not able to break the San Diego line. And one of the reasons is because San Diego's contest at the breakdown is so strong defensively that it's forcing Glendale to put extra players into the ruck. And so when they were able to go in and be able to slow that ball down, and you can see here, is this high? Absolutely. Anything over the shoulder is a high tackle, and so the referee called that definitely. I think some people call that a seatbelt tackle because it looks like a seatbelt that goes over the shoulder.
Well, that's the biggest seatbelt I've ever seen. Oti Pifalete, the 23-year-old from Tonga, penalised on that occasion. Another replacement player coming in is Aaron Mitchell, the Cleveland Catholic High School, and also with the San Diego Mustangs. The 22-year-old on the field wearing 18 replaces Sylvia. Fenolio has to be accurate with this throw, goes over the top. Luke White has it though. Big carry there from Luke White, former actor on the show Neighbours. Glendale pile it in. One-less at first receiver. Archibald telling his troops to go to the right-hand side. Luke White yet again. Chrisman trying to dig this one out, does well in the end. Good carry there from Devon Forder. Forder in 19 for the Glendale side. Now Luke White yet again. Glendale trying to tie in defenders before they go wide. Short ball to dummy angle. And Peter Dahl, big hit on Dahl. Was he interfered with? No, says referee.
The defense of San Diego is just phenomenal, and it's about their line speed and getting up in the face, and Leader right there up in Dahl's face, causing him to try and catch that ball under pressure, and just wasn't able to do it. Not the best decision by Archibald. I think we're seeing his lack of experience at fly half showing through. You don't want to move the ball wide so close to the line because the defense is just able to launch. They don't have as far to go. They had the ball. Just keep using your forwards and then attack the blind side. I really think Glendale need to attack the short side. That takes away that line speed. They just keep coming that way, get the ball to Halliman, give him an opportunity.
So on the field on that 22 jersey, Siali Maka, formerly with the Glendale 20 program. He's on the flank position.
Slow. Pressure this side.
So if you engage early, which is what Glendale did, it's a free kick. So what this means is San Diego can clear their lines, but it's a free kick. It's like a kick in the open field. So therefore, unlike a penalty, it will be Glendale's line out.
Leader just to clear inside his 22, goes to around the 10-meter mark.
15 minutes to go, so what San Diego want to do right now is make this a short 15 minutes. So kick the ball to touch, walk there slowly, take your time, make everything, do up your shoelaces, do whatever you need to do to have the ball in play as little as possible. For Glendale to pull this off, they're going to have 3 unconverted tries, and they've only had a couple of opportunities near the San Diego line in the first 65 minutes. I can't see them scoring those 3 converted tries down.
Mickey Bateman on the field. Well, we'll see if he can make a difference. He's there with ball in hand, wearing 21. They go to Dahl. Tonight, things not going the way for the Glendale side, so Luke White takes it up. Bateman. They go wide to Wanless, gets the bump on Evans. Matthews brings him down, but then falls in an awkward position. Got to get out of the way. Does well. Big red, Devon Vorder. To Archibald, chips to the wide to Fenolio. He's got London with him, Chad London. Short is on him. No way through for the former Eagle centre. To Archibald flies Fafita. Fafita. It's San Diego that are doing well in defense because Glendale haven't made any real gains. They've kept the ball for 6 or 7 phases and then knocked it on.
And I think so much of this is about the contest that's going on at the breakdown, and actually the battle of the native Kiwis in Peter Dahl and Tony Lambourne has just been fascinating. At every breakdown, they're able to come in, and you can see the contest that's happening right there, and that causes Fenolio is just knocks that ball on, and the bodies that are coming in. This is what San Diego are doing. They are playing for they're playing to play back here on July 7th at a home game, and they feel like the best chance is to play Seattle next weekend when we're up in Glendale, and they're doing a great job of doing that.
Well, that's right. They've won their 3 home games. They lost to Seattle the very first game of the season, but they had tremendous scrum issues. They lost 39-23. They'll be very confident, though, as the season has built, as Gaffney feeds it away. It's Leader drifting across field with Evans. Steps off the right. Takes play to the halfway line. San Diego now on the field. Gil Covey wearing 16. Leader very deep and then flicks it back into Nguenia. Tucker Nguenia. Stutter steps. Nguenia. Like he's disco dancing. Not a big contact there, but the ball's free. Gaffney. Luke White has him. San Diego was short, playing inspiring rugby right now. Saliba throws the dummy, gets the bend. Saliba past the first. Legion piling the pressure into the last 10 minutes they go. 20-0 they're up. Saliba yet again. Quick hands, short in open space, Devon short, stutter step still going. What a breakout from the young man. Ball's available there for Boyer. It's the Legion. Seaman tackled high but still going. Flicks his pass away, pack players on the field. Tucker Nguenia spins around, tackled by Nick Johnson. San Diego yet again, this time Gil Kobe, 26-year-old. Flat ball. Big fend there from Mitchell. San Diego come driving over the top, and now it's Glendale that have this one. In from the side is the call. Wanless can't understand it, but referee Green is on the spot.
Let's go. So it's all about the tackle contest. We set up the tackle contest, and right there, the referee said the Glendale players came in from the side. We're going to call that a penalty. Just some really great attacking play by San Diego. They're pulling it together now. Of course, Glendale are missing, I think, 7 players that have been away with the US, but San Diego are also missing 5. These are the 2 teams that have been hurt most by the international window. It's going to be an interesting selection challenge for Rob Hoadley and his coaching staff to look at the performance of this team, particularly defensively, and say, who do we bring back in from the US? It's really going to make some challenges. For Glendale, I think that the, for Dave Williams, you never want to lose a game, but if you want a motivation for next week, this game has given him his team to work really, really hard.
Captain and leader. From Galway, Ireland, lines this one up from straight in front. He's been tremendous tonight, has the number 10. He turns quickly, you know it's over. 23-0.
San Diego,
8 minutes to go. It's Glendale that have been silenced.
Let's make some noise, San Diego.
Archibald goes high. Good take there from Blair. Tackled in the air. His feet may have touched the ground at the exact moment as he was driven to the ground, putting his body on the line. Boyer reaching for that box kick. Comes down here to Fig. Finally back on the field off that yellow card offence. Stirring through. Sam Fig, look at him go! Fig in open space. Great skills. He turns it into Kurdy Koshvili. Now Wanless. San Diego with quick hands. London, Chad London with an outside gap. London's lost it. But they're going to come back for a penalty. Still with the Raptors.
So 23-0 up, there's only 8 minutes to go. The game is done, but you can see the work that San Diego were doing on defense to get back and rebuild that wall. Great break by Sam Fig, showing his 7's skills, his 7's footwork, and his 7's pace. But they were able to pull themselves back. San Diego was able to hold it out. And again, another knock-on, another error by Glendale. They've really struggled to hold on to this ball, and you can see it all the time. They can't put the ball through multiple phases. They have a chance here to take away that goose egg that's on their side of the score sheet.
Come on, in we come.
Line out time for the visiting team.
No sub yet.
They've struggled so far tonight. This one taken though by Grigor Kurdikoshvili. They drive for the line. It's the San Diego defense now being asked the questions. It's over! It's a try for Zach Fenolio. Gets one back for the Glendale side. Referee's going to have a check though. He may have spilt it as he went over.
So this is where the referee and the assistant referee work as a team as 3. Let's listen in.
We have a knock on. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay, so no try here. Scrum red. Okay. No.
Wow, yet another error by Glendale. The knock on. Fenolio said he thought he'd scored it. He thought, hey, he was now. Either that or he's a very good actor and he tried to call the referee. But great work with the assistant referee, with Scott Green, checking and saying, hey, what did you see? The assistant referee said, I saw the knock on, and that goose egg is back on the score sheet.
Well, Fenolio has appeared in Mall Cop, Paul Blart. He's been in 3 of those movies, so of course he knows how to strut his stuff. Hollywood not far away from us here. It gives San Diego possession at scrum time.
We're too far away. We're too far away. It's not going to work.
And you can see He's holding onto the ball. It's fine. Yeah. Once he gets over the line, all he has to do is to fall down, and great call right there. As he went down, he lost possession, and that is a knock-on. Scrum down San Diego. Great work by the officials.
Well, Thaddeus and Nick Evans signaling to our camera folks on the sideline to check that. And
great camera work there, Darren. Great camera work.
Superb indeed. Things basically summed up there by this Glendale performance. That knock-on. Gaffney has it at the back. Strong performance he's had in the number 8 jersey.
Tackle release.
Good strong tackle there, and San Diego Legion that are showing their worth in the latter stages of this competition. Leader goes to the sideline.
They'll be very, very happy. They'll be very happy to be able to just clear their line, slow the game down. Not a great clearance.
Monday night.
Have a count, have a count.
Fenolio, though, get ready for a line out here. 5 minutes to go in this clash. Short numbers yet again for the Glendale team. They've got to be matched by San Diego. Kurdikoshvili, the Air Force Academy.
Make sure you stay down there.
Get the ball yet again. It's practice for next week. As Glendale, number 1 ranked side, will still keep that position after today's loss. Fenolio fights to the ground. Now Pete Dahl on that short side. Dahl, the hard man, gets extra meters. Dummy thrown there by James Job Bosky. Every player used on the Glendale bench is Fenolio. Has a right foot step himself. Big line from him, but Archibald tries to go himself. Another big strong tackle there from the San Diego defense. Kochvili nowhere through for the big unit. Now Fenolio, first receiver, goes behind. Chad London knocks it back. It's still available. Here it is, Maka. Siali Maka, Denver Barbarian Sevens player as well.
Off you go, 8.
The visiting side yet to score in this game. Numbers on the left-hand side. Wanless just needed to go. He kept it in himself. It's still a 4-on-1 on the left-hand side. Bateman goes in. Now San Diego slide across. They've got Bateman. What a tackle. Pat Blair gets in. The magician, although they figured out his card trick, and there's a penalty.
No clear strip.
So the referee is saying no clear strip. So what he was saying with Pat Blair is that he is the tackler. So you can see he's right there. The ball comes out. He makes the tackle, but because he says there's not a clear strip there, he's still considered the tackler and therefore must roll away.
Mark, are we good?
I'm not sure. That looked like a pretty good strip to me. I think Pat Blair will feel pretty aggrieved, but again, great defense by San Diego.
Monday night at 9 Eastern, the CBS Sports Network brings you coverage of the 2018 Collegiate Women's Sports Awards as top-tier student athletes throughout the NCAA are honored for their impressive accomplishments in their sports, school, and community.
So Glendale have had these opportunities near the San Diego line, and San Diego has just held them out and held them out. They need to take one of these chances, at the very least at the end of the game, to have something to build on for next week.
Dave Williams looks on, the head coach. Not a big lift there for Kurdikoshvili. So they go to the ground. Ruck is set. Fenolio peels around with Fig. Fig rides that tackle, still goes. He's over the line, good drive, it's Georgi Kurdikoshvili! The Republic of Georgia will celebrate that try, as will the Glendale Raptors. It's a late score, but at least a little bit of confidence as they head into next week.
Well, I think the confidence they'll have from the season, but I think this will give them a little bit of protection from Dave Williams after the game. Dave Williams is not going to be happy, but like I said, in games like this, as the coach, this gives you some motivation. There will be no complacency of this Glendale team when they step in, and they'll have to step up against the Utah team, which is big and physical. We'll have Kurt Morath and Paul Asike back to play, and will be a challenge here for the Glendale team. So while you never want to lose, at least you'll know next week they'll come in with that focus that's required.
And they breached the San Diego line for the first time this game. It's definitely, it would have been pretty tremendous if San Diego held them out for the full 80 minutes. They didn't try only at 79 minutes.
Well, I'm not sure how many teams have been held out for the whole game during the whole Major League Rugby season, but Rob Hoadley cut his teeth as a defense coach, so he'll be very happy with this defensive performance.
Massive congratulations to him and his coaching staff as Wanderless receives this one for the Glendale Raptors. Try was unconverted, 23 points to 5. Last few moments of this clash. Archibald goes to London. Not a lot of room for Chad London to operate this week. Man of the match performance last week as Sam Big takes it up. Flat ball. They go again through Del Bosque. Bankman finally gets this one out. It's the try scorer, Kurdi Koshvili. Good try from him. He's really had a big impact off the bench. Quick ball there for Bankman and now Border. Brent Dragon hit hard. No way through, so London has to come and loop around to the side for Nolio. Cruze steps off the right, gets through a couple. Mika Cruze still going. Look at this kid. Cruze gets the bend and the breakout. Short has him though. Another big step. It's Cruze, beaten 6 or 7 players to the 22 and then pulled into touch. Flag is up. Defensive effort there was tremendous from the cover defenders. Short was involved. And that's full time. It's the upset of the season. They were 4 points away earlier this year, losing out 31-27. And tonight they win 23-5. We're going to take a short break and come back with highlights. It's the home side. They take this one 23-5 at Torreira Stadium.
Major League Rugby on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Guinness, proud sponsor of the Glendale Raptors. Guinness, made of more. By Tullamore Dew, the official triple blend Irish whiskey. And by Hampton Inn & Suites, the official hotel of the Glendale Raptors.
It's a Week 10 victory for the San Diego side, and the man of the match is Drew Gaffney, such a hard-working number 8.
Absolutely. This was such a physical game that there were a number of players that had to get treatment, and Gaffney very early came off, but he came back on, and he ended up being a key player. Right here, we said at the start of the game, the lineout was going to be key. Gaffney right there, able to come through in the lineouts with a drive over as the key lineout jumper, be able to take it in.
And Stacey has him now field side.
He has never been more proud of this situation on his eye right there. We were talking about getting this win over the Glendale Raptors. You have protected home field, undefeated here, handing them their first loss of the season. But more importantly, you don't have to go through them in Glendale for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. I mean, you know, they're a tough team, and to go undefeated all year long and then to come to San Diego where the fan base is unreal, it just felt so good to have everyone behind us tonight and to have a tough battle against Glendale.
And let's talk a little bit more about coming to San Diego, the MLR in your backyard. You're a hometown guy. What does this mean for you, your family, the fans, the sport?
I mean, it means the world. Growing up, I never would have thought that I'd be playing professional rugby in San Diego, especially for, you know, all these people. I mean, the fan base we have is unreal, like I said, and just to have Matt Hawkins and everyone who put this on is just an unreal experience, and we're all so grateful for every game that we're given, especially when it's at San Diego. So we're excited and look forward for next week and see what we can do to try and bring it home again.
Along with the win, what other goals did this victory meet? Because defense was great, set pieces were great.
Yeah, it was a big focus for us. I mean, as a team, we wanted to continue to improve, and that's something that we felt like we kind of did tonight. I mean, we know they're a great attacking team, and they have a star-studded team, and for us to be able to hold them to, I think it was 3 points, is an unreal feat for us. And, you know, it's a great feeling going into playoffs. Great time to get hot, and we're just going to keep working hard and see what we can do again next week.
We will see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Well, congratulations there. Let's take a look at the brackets. Listen what it looks like for the playoffs.
Well, who knows? This has been such a competitive season for Major League Rugby. Glendale and Utah. Utah, a physical team. Glendale played to their pattern. And Seattle demonstrated here some great defense. Two of the best defensive teams, Seattle and San Diego in the other bracket. I can't call it, Dallin. I really can't. What a great weekend it will be.
Well, Nock and I will see you next week. But thanks for joining us where the San Diego Legion have defeated the Glendale Raptors by a score of 23 points to 5 in the final regular season match of the 2018 Major League Rugby competition. Coming up next, the 2018 Tachi Palace World's Strongest Man presented by Rogue. For Pete Steinberg, Stacey Pates, and our entire crew, I'm Dallin Stanford. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home